The poll dates for Gujarat have been announced, ladies and gentlemen, and Gujarat will go in the first phase of polling. 89 seats out of 182 will poll dot on the day of the new year, 1st of December. Second phase of the polls will be on the 5th of December. 93 seats that go to the polls out of 182. 5th of December. Counting day for Himachal and for Gujarat, the 8th of December. The poll panel very, very clear that their entire functioning is 100% impartial. They did say that the Morbi incident did have an impact on the date or the time when they would come out and announce the dates. But they've also said that even as the Model Code of Conduct kicks in, there will be a certain amount of provision kept for the judicial inquiry and the report that comes through on those who had. And if there is a political impact of it, the Election Commission says it will consider. But it says that it has the right to demand from every political party and leader in its manifesto how they are going to deliver the promises that they make. Arunima now joins us. Arunima, so it's two-phase polling on New Year's Day. Gujarat will go to the first phase of polls across 89 constituencies.
Yes, New Year's could come a month early for at least some party, and BJP is definitely hoping it will be them. They will celebrate New Year's perhaps on the 8th of December itself. But just to give you a breakup of what are the areas which are going to polls in first and second polls, this is the area in yellow, color-coded graphics given by Election Commission. The entire area in yellow is the area which is voting in the first phase of polls on the 1st of December. This is the area of Kutch, Morbi, which has just faced this incident of bridge collapse, is also going to vote in the first phase. Surendranagar, Jamnagar, Rajkot, Amreli, Junagadh, so Bhavnagar, so all of west and southwest Gujarat, also southern part of Gujarat, which is Bharuch, Narmada, Navsari, Valsad, all of that is voting on the 1st. And then on the 5th, it is the eastern and northeastern part of Gujarat. So the capital city of Gandhinagar, Banaskantha, Sabarkantha, all of them, Panchmahal district, Vadodara, Chota Udaipur. These are the constituencies which will vote in the second phase. And on 8th together, they will decide as to whether BJP will continue to rule Gujarat or new challenger Aam Aadmi Party will make any kind of dent into Congress Party's ambitions there.
Well, departure from the past, if we were to look at 2017 and now, is it similar constituencies or is there a shift in the manner in which the election is moving? Because last time the election started in Surat and this entire belt, Saurashtra, and then it moved towards central Gujarat and north Gujarat.
Yes, so this time if you see the central Gujarat area, this is the area of central Gujarat that we are talking about here. Here is Ahmedabad, here is Surendranagar. You spoke about Surat as well. So that too is in that area. So in that sense, these are commercial districts of Gujarat, so to say. If you talk about Rajkot, if you talk about Surat, so in that sense, Vadodara also, there seems to be a split. This entire belt is not going at one go. Half of it is voting in phase 1, half of it is voting in phase 2. So that clear demarcation of center, I think, is not there. It's split more in terms of east and west.
Yes, so I think that is a clear distinction there.
1st of December, 5th of December, 8th of December. So 1 month ahead of New Year. That's what the New Year's Day. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I got my timelines all warped up there. But 1st of December. And departure from the norm, are we going from west to east? How are the phases looking at this point, Shivani?
I think what Arunima said is correct. It is broken a little bit. There are 4 regions that we've divided Gujarat in. So there are almost 3 regions, combination of 3 regions which are going to polls in the first phase. So let me just show you the phase-wise how it's going to move now. You've got, of course, southern Gujarat and all of western Gujarat, which is going to polls in the first phase. These are 89 of the 182 seats. This is the result from the 2017 assembly results. So as far as this phase is concerned, the BJP won 48 out of the 89 with nearly a 50% vote share. The Congress 38 with about just short of 42% vote share. Let's go across to phase 2 now. Of course, we've talked about the factors that affect, and now this is obviously all of the central plus the north region of Gujarat. So 93 of the seats are going to polls in the second phase actually. Here BJP won 51, 48.8 the vote percent, the Congress 39. Of course, overall the regions will give you a slightly better picture, Anand. When we have time, we'll break that down.
How is this
Not so
different
much the
from
phases.
2012, or is this a departure in terms of South and West going to
So you've
polls
got
first
obviously
compared
Surat
to
here
North?
that Maria was talking about.
Yes,
It
so
goes in the
last
polls in
time
the first
around,
phase.
the BJP certainly, because Surat was seen to be the trouble district, and it has the maximum number of assembly constituencies, in fact. So we saw the elections take place in Surat, Rajkot, the entire commercial zone, as Arnima was pointing out. And the central part was divided between the two phases, and that's what it is. So more or less, I think it is the similar thing that we are seeing from
same
2017.
pattern. Arunima, same pattern.
Yes.
Was there any explanation on why this has been decided, or is this how traditionally the elections are conducted in Gujarat if they are in two phases, multiple phases?
No, not really. There was no questions asked about which assembly constituency is voting in what phase and why that constituency has been selected for that particular phase. But however, what was pointed out is that there is hardly any time gap between the two phases.
Yeah.
The first phase is on the 1st and the second one is on 5th. So just a 4-day difference. And usually, security concerns, and we were discussing about the troop deployment, but often in sensitive elections, troop deployment and time is given by EC for troops to move from one phase to the other. But like Shivani has been pointing to us from the data on the magic wall, there are very less critical areas this time around in Gujarat polls. So perhaps the troops don't need that much time to move. Hence the decision to hold both phases within 4 days of each other, not giving troops much to move from Kutch, for example, to the eastern border.
Yes, because BJP has identified 47 seats in all, which are supposed to be the trouble areas, and discussion on that is happening even as we speak.
Where are those 47 seats?
Yes, so
Maria?
that's what I'm going to ask Japan Pathak. Japan Pathak, you have done micro-analysis. Okay,
we've got Siddhant with us. We've got
Siddhant.
Siddhant with us. So Siddhant, these 47 constituencies, how many of them land in phase 1? Now that we know that there are two phases, phase 1 is the 89 seats which are going to be in the south and the west of Gujarat. How many of these 47 constituencies fall in the first phase? The critical ones.
Well, most of them. Yes, the critical ones, and in fact most of these constituencies are falling in the first phase, Anand, which includes Amreli, Rajkot and Morbi, three constituencies from Morbi where bridge collapse has taken place. And in fact the discussions on these constituencies are currently underway. District presidents, Jilla Adhyaksh, Jilla General Secretaries all have been called in, and meeting is going on with Home Minister Amit Shah. So the names at the state level is going to get finalized in next 3 days. Post that, the list will be sent to the central committee for the approval. This time around, Anand, one major point, and what sources are telling me is that there is a high possibility of candidates getting replaced in more than 45 seats. So this is what we have been told, and in fact that is how BJP is going to counter the anti-incumbency. In fact, that has been the BJP's way of countering anti-incumbency, because 25-26 years of
well, they replaced their entire cabinet 18 months ago, Maria. So clearly now, if they are going to out of 89, nearly half are going to get replaced.
Anand, most of these ministers right now have been MLAs for 15-20 years.
Yeah.
So, they have got their power, though delayed, but it has come finally to them. Siddhant, we have seen how there is micromanagement for the BJP. There are 12 ministers and several MPs who have been made in charge of various districts. Surat, Bharuch areas which were concerned last time around because of this entire GST narrative. Of course, even in Surat, the BJP won 80% of the seats. Who are these MPs, and do we have some kind of micromanagement strategy of the BJP in place? Idea of that?
Maria, I want to share this with our viewers. I was sitting with a senior BJP functionary the other day. So this time around, they have a page committee. So now there's a list of voters. So there's a copy, this hard copy. So every page has a president now in BJP. And 40 lakh additional voters have been added to the voter list. So this time around, what they're doing is that they have run this campaign for almost a year. So now they have enrolled one member from each family in Gujarat in the party, and they have made that member as a party member. BJP